What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you guys are having a good Monday today and a good start to your week. In this video, we're going to go over some of the events that are currently active in game and are coming tomorrow. And Plarium also has given us a little bit of a heads up on an event that's happening on Wednesday, and we'll go over that here right now. All right, so here we go. On Wednesday, July 23rd, we're planning to launch a special training tournament. You'll be able to get the perfect soul for Gracos Turn. So Gracos Turn was a guaranteed Deck of Fate champion that you could have gotten, I think, maybe like 2 weeks ago. But here he is. He's supposed to be a damage dealer, but he brings decreased defense block buffs and some nice support skills here, increased defense block damage, and some nice damage boosting passive here for your entire team. He's more of a, kind of like a support champion, in my opinion, rather than a damage dealer. Solid champion for the faction. Now, would he benefit from a 5-star soul, for example? Yes, absolutely. He does require accuracy to land his decreased defense and block buffs. So having a 5-star soul gives them a nice accuracy boost. It's going to be a training tournament, so you'll be able to get points from leveling, ranking, ascending, and using skill tomes. Now, keep in mind, this is happening on Wednesday. There's no CVC or anything happening like that, so no double dipping. If you manage to win the tournament, it's going to be 100 people in each bracket. You will earn his perfect soul. Now, there's the perfect soul level will be dependent on what level you are. So 31 to 40, you'll get a 3-star. 41 to 60, you get a 4-star. And 61 to 100, you'll be fighting for the 5-star perfect soul. There are some minimums here that you must reach in order to qualify for winning the star soul. So make sure you guys pay attention to that when you guys are in the tournaments. And they said that this tournament is going to last 3 days. Now, if you guys recall, they recently had Gracos Turn 5-star soul as a winner take all for a champion chase, maybe about a month ago. This was before his guarantee was happening, and either during a 10x for Gracos or shortly after the 10x for Gracos. But this is also, in my opinion, the only time that they've doubled up on a champion's soul during one of these events. For example, in the previous Asgard or Alice events, they didn't revisit the same champion's soul again. So there wasn't extra opportunities to win their soul, for example, or extra opportunities to win the champion. In this case, they were offering Gracos' 5-star soul a second time, which I think is quite peculiar, and it kind of makes me think that maybe these types of tournaments are incredibly successful for Plarium, and Plarium's just milking the heck out of this event. In my opinion, it would have been nice for Plarium to offer Gracos' soul in a more guaranteed fashion, like a Hero's Path, for example. So if you wanted his soul, you can just grind for it instead of having to go through this winner-take-all craziness just to get his soul. Especially since the first offering for his soul was already a winner-take-all. So I feel this event definitely is a pretty big miss for the overall player base. But anyways, it's going to be happening during Wednesday, and it's going to be happening up until the weekend. So keep that in mind, since we'll probably have a summoning event starting on Friday and extending through the weekend. So you might be able to pull some shards and level up those shards for this training event. So you can kind of double dip a little bit there. So just a little bit of advanced planning here for the rest of the week. And it's entirely possible that people are so burnt out with this whole Chaos Awakes thing. They're probably sick of seeing Gracos, to be honest. Like, I'm kind of sick of seeing this guy a little bit as well. Since we've been offered a bunch of 10x's on him, we've been offered his 5-star soul, we've been offered the champion. There's a lot of coverage on Gracos. Not so much Balor, but Balor's soul and champion was just offered, so he's probably done unless they plan to revisit him. But Gracos has definitely gotten a lot of coverage during this whole this Chaos Awakes event. Obviously way more than Corrosa, and Tholin was the fusion that happened what seems like a while ago. But you never know, you might be able to pick up his soul relatively cheap. 61 to 100, 15,000 points is still not that cheap. You probably require, still require some decent effort to do, right? Of course, 15,000 is not something you can just do without actually focusing on doing. So best of luck if you guys are planning to go for Gracos there. Let's take a quick look at the Plarium Play calendar real quick here. We do have a couple events happening right now. We have the Soul Chase that's going to be opening here in 10 hours time. So we have a Soul Chase happening. There's no boosted rates or anything like that, guys, at least at the time of upload. You never know if Plarium's probably gonna maybe do something. Maybe in 10 hours time they do like a surprise boost or anything, but right now we don't know anything, so we have to assume that there's no boost on shards. honestly, this feels like an event just to zap your shards before potentially like a fusion happens next week, for example. The best thing to do for these soul chase tournaments is basically just kind of throw your smallest shards in there and then hope that you get lucky. And then you can get some nice rewards from that. It looks like based on the picture here, we're getting a void shard, we're getting some mythical mats, or some, not mythical mats, sorry, some mats. There's no mythical mats in the picture here. You get a legendary tome, and I think that's about it. There's no mythical tome. Keep in mind that there's also the Lemonisi chase that's happening. So if somehow you can get maybe the split souls, that could give you some extra points as well during this soul chase. I'm not too sure where people are landing now. I think I'm 2 days behind because I held back the champion for 2 days. But if you're 2 days ahead, you might be able to connect on this 3-star split soul Lemonisi and then get some free points there during the chase event. So just make sure you guys are aware of that. Could be an easy, easy void shard or easy resources there. But personally speaking, I'm only going to be pulling my shards for boosted events so that I have the best chance at getting the highest rank or highest, yeah, basically the highest rank blessings from those stones. Currently active, we do have the corrosive tournament. Nothing really much going on here. You can probably skip this. I'm going to go for it just to get some more relic materials, but I'm not too bothered by it. There is a dungeon diver opening tomorrow, so I'm just going to wait until this opens, until start putting energy into the corrosive tournament. Again, we got a little bit of relic materials here. Nothing much going on in this dungeon diver, so not really worth going too crazy for. And then lastly, we do have this gear ascension tournament. Now this one is the Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun variant, which is very, very friendly for everybody. The points are based on the quality of the resource that you get, so it's a little bit more balanced. You don't need crazy, 6-second newt teams or whatever to finish these off. You can actually farm food with them, which is pretty efficient as well. And then we're going to be getting prism crystals as the main reward. There's a pretty nice prism pool that's happening right now. So here's the active prism pool that's going on right now. It is demon spawn focused. We have Volcanos here as the headline champion. Now Volcanos is probably significantly better than the rest. I think very, very sought after champion. He is the faction Unity champion as well. So, and if you guys have been doing the event dungeon, Volcanos is one of those really, really strong adds that the boss has on the higher stages. But any one of these legendaries are going to be really, really strong and very useful in a lot of places here. So obviously we have Volcanos, which is really, really good and going to be the main prize here. But Priva here is also very good. Nice revive champion. Also brings a fat heal with increased defense, increased speed. Very useful champion, actually. I compare her to Ancora. But I feel Ancora is maybe slightly better, but they kind of do different things. But Priva's still very, very solid. And then we have, after her, we have Sissia here. Also very solid, places AoE HP burns with the AoE decreased defense and weaken. It's not a guarantee, so it's a little bit of RNG here. But she is definitely very usable, very viable. Also can detonate HP burn, so you can use her for Spider, for example. And then we have Wither here. Wither is also very solid. She brings a cleanse, she brings increased defense, continuous heals, big heals. Very solid champion for kind of those pesky team comps that just out heal you all the time. And then we have Hefrak here. I don't have this champion, but very, very decent. Has a self-buffing big smack here with the ignore defense, and then a passive here that triggers the big smack whenever an ally dies. After that, we have Kymar. Kymar, obviously one of the best non-void Legos, still used in lots and lots of dungeon content. I use him in my Trunda team for Hydra, very good, has the full reset. It's on a long cooldown, so that's a big negative here, and also cannot be reset like Yumiko, but still very, very good. Has the AoE sleep and remove buff and big arena aura as well. Even the poisons can be okay as well. I got my Kymar in a hex set for Hydra. Very, very good. And then we also have the cat. So if you guys watched my recent pull video, I did pull the cat. Very, very solid champion. Self-buffing. Great kit that synergizes with himself. A nice passive here that keeps him alive with the block damage here. Speed in all battles aura. Hits really hard as well. So nice damage dealer. Nice pick for arena that doesn't need too much support. Can buff himself and all that stuff and keep himself alive. Very, very nice champion. Duchess is also in the prism pool here. Very, very nice support champion. Got the AoE damage reduction, speed in all battles, perfect veil, increased attack, and then team revive here as well. Good base stats. Was the queen many years ago, been power crept since, but still very, very strong carry in all of content. And then lastly, for the Legos, we have Helicath here, was a past fusion. Excellent, excellent champions, got a 4-turn block damage. He's got the big shields here. We got the increased defense as well from the passive. And then we have the passive that actually deals quite a bit of damage with the counterattacks. And then the counterattack with the A1 weakened, very good as well. You can gear him up for damage, pair him with UDK, and it's absolute slaughterhouse because UDK constantly takes the hits from the block damage, and then he just comes in with the counterattacks and just kills everybody slowly. Or you can use him in a clan boss team and then get you guys into Ultra Nightmare without too many issues. But yeah, pretty strong Prism pool here if you guys are interested. Again, make sure you guys hold on to your Prism summons for the most likely champion chase. I'm not 100% sure whether it is a champion chase, but based on the rotation, it should be a champion chase on the weekend. So make sure you guys hold off your summons until then so you guys get some additional points. All right, guys, that's about it for the upcoming event so far as of Monday, July 21st. It seems like a pretty chill week so far, especially if you have no interest in this Gracos training event. So I think it's a pretty good week just to chill, maybe work on some things. You know, we just finished the Titus fusion and all that. So I'm sure you guys are playing around, testing all your Titus comps and all that, or building them out to help you guys in progress. So I think it's a welcome little small break here. I would expect something to happen probably next week, but the Chaos Awakes campaign is still active even next week. So it's going to go into the first week of August. So as you can clearly see here, it keeps on going. But I would expect probably a fusion to happen sometime next week. Not this week, but probably sometime next week. But yeah, I can only imagine what Plarium has in store for us for the end of the Chaos Awakes event here. It seems like they're making a lot of money from these winner-take-all type tournaments. Maybe they'll bring back Balar, who knows? I think they're going to do something with Krosa to end it all off. We will see. Anyways, guys, you guys are all caught up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.